ever tried to look cool on a first date and ended up looking like a total clown? So I matched with this girl. We agreed to meet at a bowling alley. Easy, right? I walk in, trying to look confident, but immediately trip over my own shoelace. Off to a great start. I grab the heaviest ball I can find, because my brain thinks strength equals attractiveness. I throw it, and it flies backward. Not down the lane, backward. Everyone ducks like I just launched a grenade. She laughs, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is funny cute. So I go again, more focused this time, and roll a perfect strike. I'm shocked, she's clapping, people are cheering. I feel like a hero. Then the screen flashes. Foul. Turns out, I stepped over the line. My one moment of glory, deleted. Finally, I sit down. Embarrassed, order us nachos to recover. The waiter arrives, trips, and dumps the cheese all over my lap. She gasps. I look down, and it literally looks like I wet myself in cheddar. Few days later, I was still thinking about how my first bowling date turned into my last public appearance in that city. But here's the thing. She texted me later and said, "That was the most fun I've had in weeks." Turns out, being a total disaster is sometimes better than trying to be perfect. At least she got a story worth telling, and I got a reason to never wear white pants again. You ever spend your whole savings on something online and then get the wrong package? So I ordered these limited edition sneakers, my dream pair. Delivery day comes, I tear open the box, and it's a toaster. Not even a cool one, just a toaster. I'm panicking, thinking I just dropped $300 on bread technology. I call customer service, sit through an eternity of hold music, and the lady actually says, "Are you sure you didn't order a toaster?" Like, yeah, Karen, I accidentally impulse bought a kitchen appliance instead of shoes. Makes total sense. Just when I've accepted my fate as the owner of a luxury toaster, my phone buzzes. Another package. I open it. Boom. The sneakers. Perfect. Shiny. My babies. I'm literally celebrating when my neighbor walks by, sees the toaster box, and goes, "Oh hey, that's mine. I must have typed the wrong apartment number." So basically, I almost fought corporate America over a toaster that wasn't even mine. A boy named Alex was a young mailman. Every morning, he woke up before sunrise, laced up the same old torn shoes, and carried bags heavier than his bank account. He delivered happiness to others in the form of letters and packages, but his own life felt like it was always out for delivery and never arriving. Rent was late. His bike had more rust than paint. And no matter how hard he tried, he kept losing at everything. Jobs, relationships, even at the local lottery scratch cards. One afternoon, after a brutal shift, he sat on the curb, eating the saddest sandwich you can imagine. Just bread, no cheese, no hope. A kid from the neighborhood walked up and said, "Mister, why do you always look so tired?" And without thinking, he gave the kind of advice only a man drowning would give. He said, "Kid, life is just about surviving until it's over." But then came the twist. The kid looked him dead in the eye and said, "If you really believe that, why do you deliver letters with a smile?" The mailman froze, because the kid was right. Every day, no matter how broken he felt, he still handed strangers tiny pieces of hope sealed in envelopes. His own actions betrayed his words. That night, he turned his advice by 180 degrees. The next morning, when he saw the kid again, he said, "Listen, life is not just surviving. It's delivering something good, even when your own pockets are empty." And for the first time in months, he actually believed it. The moral is simple. Sometimes your life feels like junk mail, but to someone else, even your smallest effort can feel like a long-awaited letter. Keep delivering, and never give up. I once went on a first date at this fancy restaurant. You know, the kind where the menu doesn't have prices, which already told me this wasn't dinner, this was financial suicide. I sit down, trying to look confident, but inside, I'm calculating whether selling a kidney will cover dessert. She orders confidently, pasta, steak, drinks. Meanwhile, I'm pretending to browse the menu like I have options, but in my head, I'm thinking, which item sounds cheapest without sounding broke? So I point at something and say, I'll have the chef's special. The waiter nods politely. Later, I find out the chef's special costs more than my monthly Wi-Fi bill. Halfway through, the food arrives, and I try to eat politely. Tiny bites, proper posture, but then the spaghetti betrays me. I twirl it, lift it, and the sauce launches straight onto my white shirt. Not a little spot, no, it looks like I was just stabbed in the chest by a tomato. She gasps, hands me a napkin, and I'm there scrubbing myself like I'm auditioning for a washing powder commercial. Then comes the bill. The waiter lays it down like it's a death sentence. I open it, and I swear the numbers started playing horror music in my head. My card is shaking in my hand as I give it. The waiter swipes, pauses, looks at me, and says, "Sir, it's declined." My soul left my body. I'm stuttering, reaching for my backup card like a gambler at his last bet. It finally works, but the damage is done. She walks out smiling, and I walk out broke. And that, my friend, is how my first date turned into my last meal for the month.
So I once went to this super important job interview. I dressed up like I was about to become the CEO, blazer, heels, hair, perfect. I walk in confidently, shake hands with the panel, and then it happens. My heel snaps. Not quietly, not politely. Snap. Like a gunshot. I stumble forward and end up half sitting on the table like I just climbed Everest. Everyone gasps, and I try to play it cool, like, oh yes, I always make dramatic entrances. But inside, I'm crying because my shoe just filed for divorce. I kick it off under the table, hoping nobody noticed. Spoiler, everyone noticed. Then they start asking questions, and I'm answering like my life depends on it. But my brain is still stuck on the fact that I now look like a pirate with one shoe. One of them asks, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" And I almost say, hopefully, with better footwear. Finally, I get up to leave, trying to walk confidently with one heel on and one heel off. And it's basically a catwalk disaster. I looked like a baby giraffe learning to walk. The panel's smiling, trying not to laugh. And I just think, well, either I got the job or I just gave them free stand-up comedy.
I once saw a man propose to his girlfriend in a zoo. Yep, right in front of a monkey enclosure. Romantic music playing, ring in hand, everyone emotional. Even I had goosebumps. Then suddenly the monkey snatches the ring. Bro, that's not a plot twist, that's a robbery. The girlfriend starts crying. The boyfriend is chasing the monkey like it's the Olympic finals, and I'm just standing there thinking, man, love is truly wild. Finally, the monkey climbs up high, chewing on the box. The crowd's silent, hearts broken. Then, the monkey throws the ring down, but not to the guy, straight to me. Now everyone's staring at me like I'm the chosen one. The guy begs, "Bro, give me the ring." And I'm like, "Sure, but only if you invite me to the wedding buffet." And that's the story of how a monkey almost made me someone's best man, and possibly their worst guest.
What if I told you? This watch could steal your time, literally. A young man named Alex found it one night, just lying on his desk. He picked it up, curious, and immediately noticed it was moving on its own. At first, he thought it was just a trick of the light, but then objects around him began to change. Broken glass mended itself, papers folded back if time was running backwards. Excited, he realized he could undo mistakes, undo accidents, even moments he regretted. But then he noticed something terrifying. His family, the people he loved, were fading, disappearing before his eyes. Panicked, he tried to throw the watch away, but it bounced back to his wrist. And then he saw it standing behind him, a shadowy figure, staring. It was him, or a version of him. Some things are meant to move only forward. He should have never worn it.